Hey everybody, it's Joe. Thank you for watching this special 3 years of construction at Giga Texas video. Starting back in July 2020 with the initial construction, we then moved to the growth phase in July 2021. Then we saw the start of production in 2022, and now we have the expansion in 2023. There's been a lot to see, a lot to document over the last 3 years here at Giga Texas, and the Quad Squad has helped bring all of these images and updates to a worldwide audience. You may be wondering, so who are the Quad Squad? Well, that's a very good question, and Jeff Roberts from the Quad Squad summed it up nicely in this short 2020 video.
And a lot of the information I'm going to share with you is from the Quad Squad. The Quad Squad is 4 YouTube drone pilots that cover Terra, Texas, and they are me, Jeff Roberts, Joe Tetmeyer, whose channel is Joe Tetmeyer, and then we've got Randy from Gigafactory Texas, and Jack from Texas Terra Factory, and the 4 of us decided to coordinate just for safety and for maintaining our investments so we don't crash into each other flying the site all the time. And then we became friends and we started trading information and screenshots, and before you know it, we've got like a whole kind of brain trust going with the site. So we all kind of benefit each other with what we each individually learn, we bring to the table, so that way everybody can benefit from the information. And so a lot of what I'm going to share today is from the Quad Squad, so thank you in advance, Joe, Jack, and Randy, for all of your friendship.
Thanks, Jeff, for that great introduction. So let's get into the interview.
All right, we're back here again with Giga Texas, another member of the Quad Squad. This is Jack, and he actually has the distinction of technically being the first person of the Quad Squad to come out here and film at Giga Texas. Before we get into that, tell me a little bit about, why did you get into this, and a little about your YouTube channel for the viewers.
Sure. My channel is Texas Terra Factory. I started it kind of after watching the Shanghai videos and Berlin videos, which started just before Texas started going up, and it kind of was inspiring when I heard that Tesla might be coming to Austin. I thought, hey, it'd be great if somebody was covering that, and so I created the channel and grabbed the drone and started following the Travis County commissioners to see what the status was. They were, having interviews with residents and doing votes. And as it got closer, I decided to try to find out where the site was and head out and did some flyovers back in June. So the groundbreaking was in July, but I actually got some footage in late June. Before any groundbreaking. I think I've got the only footage of that, in fact. I just started doing that about probably once or twice a week initially, sometimes up to 3 times a week, but I'm coming from Dallas. It's about a 200-mile trip, so it was not something I could necessarily do every day, but I enjoyed doing it, and was great to meet the rest of the Quad Squad and kind of, after about a year, pass it off to them as they were doing such a great job.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important to note, he's coming from Dallas. It's a 200-mile trip each one way, and he had to do that each time to do that. So for covering Giga Texas for almost 2 years, year and a half or so doing that, that's just incredible work. So
he's coming from San Antonio. So.
That's not quite as far. It's about half that distance. But so you heard about it, and you were following the Travis County to figure out where it might be, and you kind of got out here. But why? Why did you want to cover Tesla or Giga Texas? What was the reason?
Yeah. I've been a Tesla fan for a number of years, and an Elon fan as well. I had an X.com account back in the day, before even PayPal was a thing, and saw SpaceX come about. I saw Tesla come about, but Tesla initially was just like the Roadster. It was kind of niche. And once the S and the X and 3 started coming out, it was like, okay, this is a real thing that's going to really change the world. And it's an inspiring company. And so I really wanted to, you know, do my part to show the progress of what Tesla's doing and capture it and create some moments for people.
Well, that's cool. So you came out here, you got the earliest video, and I'll be showing some of that during this interview so you can see what it looked like out here. I mean, it was not a whole lot out here at all.
No, it was, it smelled terrible. It was all swamp and really rough, uneven ground. Contrary to popular belief, it was not in any way like a paradise. It was really a mess, and Tesla has done a phenomenal job getting it terraformed and cleaned up, and it does not smell as bad.
Yeah. So tell me about that. When you showed up here, like you said, it looked like a mess of a site. What were your thoughts about what is it going to take to prepare this to build something?
Well, I'd seen what they did with Shanghai. From the videos, and I was impressed with that, so I was hoping for something like that. Now, this was a much bigger undertaking because of completely uneven ground. The swampland made it, some was moisture, some wasn't. So a lot of work had to go into leveling it off and getting it all consistent and supported. So yeah, I think we all spent maybe more time than we expected, 6 or 9 months, just trying to get the ground leveled off. But yeah, just seeing them do that was pretty amazing.
Now, did it go as fast as you thought, or I mean, what do you remember about that time?
Once they got going on the structure, it went as fast as, probably as fast or faster than Shanghai, I think. It was just that ground leveling off took a little longer than Shanghai because of the ground was different. So I think Shanghai maybe had 3 months of leveling, and then we had probably 6 to 9 months of leveling here.
Yeah. So when you got here and you saw the site, how did you approach trying to cover it with the drone? What was your thought on how you were going to do this?
Yeah, that evolved over time. Initially, since I'm so far away, I was thinking I'd come out maybe once a week, and then over the course of the next 2 days or so, maybe put together a video and get that published. But then with everybody else publishing so frequently, I realized if I'm publishing stale videos, that's just not going to work. So it kind of changed my style. I had to be a little get a routine going, pick out the things that I want to focus on, to make it so that editing the video is quick. I can get it out that night, basically get home and get it edited and get it posted that night. And so a lot of it was just figuring out that routine and learning the drone and the limitations of the hardware, and how to deal with that, which included, wind, weather, hot, cold temperatures, and how to, I did mostly like time lapse where I was kind of running at 300% speed. So learning how to maneuver it so that it doesn't look like it's whipping around all over the place. So yeah, a lot of learning and basically just adapting as time went on to make sure I'm getting timely videos out that are worthwhile.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but you added a little bit of fun to your videos too. Can you talk about a certain video intro with short shorts?
Yeah, I had some short shorts and I wore them, and
don't worry, I'm going to be showing them here during this video.
Okay, good. Very briefly zoomed by in my short shorts before doing the rest of the filming, just as an Easter egg.
Yeah, well, I think it made an impression for sure.
I got several comments asking me not to do that again. So.
But you also approach some stuff, some of the construction out here with kind of a sense of humor too. And I'm going to be showing a little clip here of when the first concrete column was raised, and talk a little bit about how you made that happen and using the music. I mean, it was a classic.
Yeah, that seemed to be popular as well. Basically, Joe and Jeff happened to catch that a beam was coming in. It was being moved to the south side. I followed it. Throughout the day, had to recharge batteries several times to try to get a glimpse of it going up. And when they finally did raise it, I was able to capture that and put some music to it. And
Yeah,
I think had a fun moment with it, so that people enjoyed.
I think it's definitely kind of to me, it's an iconic part of the construction of Giga Texas, and I think by showing it here again with the 3-year anniversary look back, it'll help refresh people's memories. But talk a little bit more about some of the construction that you saw here that maybe surprised you along the way.
Well, I was surprised by the amount of revisions, for one. And some of that was that we saw, others was that we heard about from construction crews, because we were in contact with them periodically as well. They'd come talk to us about what they're doing and making sure we didn't get in their way, things like that, coordinating with other contractors that maybe had drones. And so, hearing about the plans, the way they've changed, and just seeing day to day how things evolved and would maybe go up and then change the next day.
But talk a little bit more about that, because I know a lot of viewers ask, even to this day, where they start building something and then maybe they change their plan. I mean, what does that mean to you, or how do you interpret that?
Oh, I just think it's a testament to how agile and flexible Tesla is. That this building is not the original building. The blueprints that when I first found the plot of land and pulled some blueprints, Joe did that as well. These are not the same plans. So the fact that they were able to figure out what they needed to change, do it on the fly, the fact that the crews were able to accommodate that, as many people, like thousands of people, all working simultaneously on the same project at such speed, is really phenomenal. Like pretty unprecedented, really.
Yeah. Well, just the volume of stuff that's constantly coming in here is just incredible. And another thing I kind of like to get your thoughts on is, they've handled a pretty large, major scale construction project here. At the same time, they started producing vehicles.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about what you think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the same can be said of Shanghai and really even Berlin at that. The fact that they can still be building the building but at the same time producing the vehicles, producing the output is pretty amazing. It's we talked earlier about people would show up on the side of the road and just have conversations with us, and one of the conversations I had was with somebody that works at an OEM for another car manufacturer who took a look at the building in its early days and said, well, I don't have to worry about that. It's going to be 3 years or more before they're building cars. And I said, no, you're looking at 6 to 9 months before you see the first cars roll off of this. And he was incredulous. He just didn't believe it. But sure enough, the first Model Ys were rolling off, less than a year later, for sure.
Yeah, we actually started seeing the bodies in white, the basic shell of the Model Y, early 2021, and that was just 8-9 months into the construction project here. But talking a little bit about your channel and doing the videos, one of the things is you got a chance to get a lot of viewers from all over the world.
Yeah.
What about that kind of surprised you, or what did you think was pretty interesting about that?
Oh, the reach is amazing. People all over the world watching the videos, and even, like I said, showing up at the site. People from, Europe, northeastern U.S., western U.S., just all over the world coming out and hanging out, having conversations, following the channel. It's amazing seeing people from all over the world, leaving comments on the channel and saying what it means to them.
So, we talked about Giga Mexico is getting ready to start, and there may be some people that might want to fly drones down there. So based on your experience, what would you tell them? What are they getting themselves into, and how do they prepare for this?
Make sure you're not traveling 200 miles each way. That's number one. Number two, know the limitations of your equipment. Practice. You're going to get it wrong, but eventually you'll get it right. So make sure you know, limitations of your equipment and how to get around. Pick a route that you like, and make sure you are consistent so that you manage to get those details that you're not going to see. I think we discussed earlier, but when you're looking at a small little screen and you're hundreds of feet in the air and you're moving pretty quick, it's really hard to catch all the detail, especially with sun and wind and bugs and dust. and so you're not going to catch it all. Just make sure you catch what you can, and you'll find it later, or your viewers will.
Yeah, that's sort of the glamour part of flying the drone that you don't see in the videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully there will be somebody that decides to do this at Giga Mexico, because there's going to be a lot of people that will be interested in that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll check them out for sure.
Well, cool. So, do you have any memories that stand out to you about the construction, whether the early part or the mid part, or even now that you just find interesting about Giga Texas?
I mean, yeah, I've got all kinds of interesting memories. Yeah. Whether it's various machines like tear down the trees and chop them up, or just the orchestration of all the different vehicles coming in and out. Oh man.
Well, you were talking earlier about early on there was like a massive traffic jam going on.
Oh yeah.
Here. And what was the cause of that?
Yeah, so this was I don't remember, probably 6 months in, or maybe somewhere around there, 6 to 9 months in, and I came down in the morning and just there was a traffic jam in all directions for at least a mile in each direction. As probably a shift change was happening and everything was coming in at the same time. There's just one road in and out. It was Harold Green Road. It's renamed the Tesla Road now. And everything had to go through that road. I think that was probably my most popular video, in fact, but I captured that moment. But remarkably, you know, within a few days, Tesla had that addressed and cleared up those traffic jams. But again, a testament to identifying a problem and getting on top of it and addressing it right away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this area out here was pretty barren. There was not any infrastructure whatsoever, and now they're building a multi-billion-dollar factory. It was quite a challenge for them to pull that all together.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, but cool. Well, you know, I can't believe it's been 3 years that we're sitting here. I mean, this is the place where we would used to launch from, and just the amount of changes. What do you think we're going to see here at Giga Texas in the next couple years?
Who knows? Like we talked about earlier, the plans change so frequently. When we first started, we heard they're going to build the Semi, they're going to build the Model 3, the Model Y, the Cybertruck. For now, we've got the Model Y and finally the first glimpse of a made in Texas Cybertruck. Will the Semi ever come out here? Will the Model 3 ever show up? Will there be the next gen model made here? Or even the Tesla Bot? Who knows? There's so much on the roadmap. So really we could speculate, but it's hard to say because I'm not even sure Tesla knows. Especially considering how much changed over from the time we started to where we are now. I don't know that even Tesla knows where they're going to be, say 3 to 4 years from now. So yeah, we've got all the speculation, and hopefully it all comes here.
Do you think we're going to see the ecological paradise built here anytime soon?
I don't think anytime soon. I think it'll be probably one of the final pieces. They're still doing construction. They're still tearing the building apart and adding on and making additions. So I think they want to finalize that first before they start working on something like an ecological paradise that's going to hopefully be a more permanent structure for people to come out and visit.
Yeah, well, I think one thing is sure, that things are going to change here, and you know, I often get asked, when is it going to be done?
Yeah.
And as you talked about before with the Agile method that they use, not only for building the products, but for building the factory as well, is, you know, they'll build what they need, they'll start using it, and then if they need something else, they're not shy about starting something new.
Right, and making changes, and I think Elon said, you know, the factory is the product, right? So in addition to making small changes over time incrementally with the vehicles, they do the same with the factory, as you can see. Yeah. So I don't know that they'll ever be completely done. They're still making changes to Fremont, in fact. So yeah, I think it's going to be an ongoing process, pretty much forever.
Well, you know, we haven't seen the big tents being put up here yet.
Right.
Maybe that'll be in the future. I don't know. But
There's some on the other side.
Yeah, well, there's a couple, yeah. But I don't think that they're building cars in those. Not right now.
Not yet.
But anyway, well, I just want to say thank you very much for all of what you did to cover Giga Texas this first year and a half. You know, as I mentioned with Randy, each of the members of the Quad Squad covers Giga Texas differently, and I think that's a strength because you get different viewpoints, kind of different ideas about what's going on, and you had a way of doing it, especially with the flying the drone slow and then speeding it up later, that I really appreciated, and I actually started incorporating because you kind of inspired me on that, and it's just a great way of putting more content to one area. But I definitely recommend you take a look at Jack's YouTube channel. He's got a lot of the early days of Giga Texas here. And you know, on a 3-year anniversary like this, it's a great time to look back and see just where we started and how far we've come. Because I think you'd agree, you know, the daily videos, it's really hard to appreciate how much change is happening.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I think you'll show the pre-groundbreaking. I think seeing all of that elapse over time, like. One of us maybe someday should put together just a collage of here's the progress from before groundbreaking to today, and just really show like how quickly it developed and changed, and the staggering amount of change.
I agree. Well, so again, make sure you take a look at his YouTube channel, and again, it's great to have you out here. We don't get the Quad Squad out as much as we used to, but this is a great time to do that. Any last thoughts for the viewers?
Just thanks for putting this together. It was great to see you guys. I think Cyber Rodeo was the last time we were all together, and so hopefully we'll all get invited to the Cybertruck.
I hope so.
Unveil and maybe see you guys then.
All right, well, cool. Well, again, thank you very much for coming out. Thank you very much for watching. Your support for all of our channels has been outstanding, and I hope that you enjoyed this kind of a look back and memories about 3 years of construction here at Giga Texas. So, thank you very much.